We'll never see a protest in the black community for when a black man or a black woman doesn't graduate high school. We'll never see a protest for that. We'll only see the protest when there's an involvement with the police. And everyone's like, how did this is unacceptable. No one asked, what was your 13-year-old doing out at 2 a.m. with a gun? No one ever asked that question.
You're not wrong.
I'd like to see some protests. Protests, not burning, looting, and destruction. But I'd like to see some emotionally charged protests for when young men and women of color don't graduate high school. Can you imagine how our country would be? Do you think teachers would change? Do you think the education system would change? I think so. But why don't we see it? We don't see it. No. We just accept the outcome. A little 7-year-old girl gets shot in the back of her car while her dad's taking her McDonald's by a stray bullet. And everyone's like, oh, this sucks. She was a good kid. She was a sweet little. And no, like it's acceptable. No big deal.
Well,
that's where we need to see change. That's where we need to say this is not acceptable. Yeah. We saw George Floyd. Unacceptable. But for every George Floyd, how many thousands and thousands and thousands of young black men are there not graduating high school that are potentially on the path to becoming that long criminal record that everyone talks about with George Floyd that obviously has nothing to do with his death, but are on that path to an encounter with the police?